And good evening, Pisces, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Will's Cartomancy Tarot. Okay, what I like to do is just go on and give you a general romantic based reading. Actually, this is a new reading that I've designed for you guys. It's your next step. Okay? And basically, what I mean by that is I wanted to kind of design a spirit that can give you more advice to help you with your decision making. Because as we know in life, ladies and gentlemen, we all have hard choices and decisions to make, okay? Particularly when confronted with a conflictual type relationship, okay? So this reading again is I've designed this to kind of better facilitate your decision making ability and to kind of show you really what your focus should be placed on and what you really might want to consider that will be as a result of the cards proceeding before that. Well, what's going to actually be your next step? Okay. So Pisces, if this reading resonates as we go through it, I'd like you going and giving me a big thumbs up and share. And again, remember to subscribe. Okay. So let me go on and get started. Okay. I've decided to use my after tarot deck today because, of course, the next step is the most important in any situation, right? So, along with using those cards, I decided to add a few additional oracle-based cards that give you a bit more partner advice. Okay, so let's go on and just make a few general observations. Okay, and then I'm going to go on and just get more deeply into these cards here, but I'm just going to point out a few general observations based on the combinations and the predominance of suit and whatnot that I'm kind of seeing here. I'm seeing that many of you are I'm seeing a impoverished or a poverty type of outlook or a poverty of mind and emotions that I'm kind of getting here. Okay. I'm also seeing us feeling a sense of a rebounder, perhaps coming back towards you in some sense. And I'm seeing a lot of relationship troubles that I'm seeing in this reading. And, I'm seeing, it looks like there has been some type of a breakup I'm kind of getting. And it looks like a lot of it may have occurred because there seems to be a lack of passion. I'm feeling a lack of drive here in this relationship. Perhaps you feel that you put in too much effort and you're just tired of it. I'm feeling too that it seems to be a lot of lack of control, a lack of leadership. There's a lot of stagnation here. And even I'm feeling a lot of communication problems, your relation, I don't see any structure or any boundaries here. Okay. And one of the interesting things that I'm also getting here, Pisces, is that you definitely you have a minor timing conjunction. Okay, because we have this Nine of Cups there appearing right immediately before that Moon card. So it shows that you're certainly going to be journaling on a new cycle within this time frame in question. And you'll need to, ladies and gentlemen, reevaluate your situation I'm kind of getting here, which is what this conjunction is kind of occurring. It's kind of representing, And I see many of you mostly upbeat, particularly within the next few days, but you're going to find yourself very elusive, I'm feeling. Or I'm just feeling that you're going to be concerned about, it looks like a very elusive or insincere person I'm feeling. And you're going to be feeling a bit depressed as we progress throughout the month. Okay? So let's go on and get started here and dive right into your reading here and see if those observations make sense. Okay? So let's look at the bottom energy here. We have the Devil. All right? And so that card connects strongly with a Capricorn. And it certainly indicates that one of you are kind of both relying on materialism. One of you are, in fact, doing this. Or one of you, I'm getting the sense that, that I'm seeing a lot of manipulation. And some of you are using materialism to kind of make you happy, or maybe the person involved with you might need that. I'm saying that all of these things that are kind of happening to you, they're kind of like self-imposed. You're feeling limited in your movement because you're feeling stymied at every It's airy costs, So these things are self-imposed. It doesn't have to be that way. Keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, that this card is also about bondage, lust, denial, and temptation, and really ignorance, and a lot of domination. It's just a toxic type situation that's very unhealthy, which would make anybody feel a sense of powerlessness. There probably is a lot of abusive things happening, and one of you appears to be acting as the other's enabler. I'm seeing a lot of sex games and dominance in like power struggles. Okay, so the relationship I'm feeling here with this card, ladies and gentlemen, might in fact have started off good. Okay, because usually things do start off good. Keep in mind when you get the devil card, it all goes back to, we all know about this. You selling your soul to the devil, right? So that you can have a good time. But remember, you got to pay up at some point. So things looks like that. It looked like that maybe it did start off good, and but remember that, as I said to you, someday you're certainly going to have to pay, and things just change, and they change because one of you seems to be, at least it seems to dabbling a bit too much in drugs or some type of alcoholic usage, I'm feeling, and you're abusing it, and that's affecting the flow of this relationship, and it will continue to do so until the person who's doing this gets some help. I'm feeling that you're really having a difficult time, ladies and gentlemen, relinquishing this relationship. Okay, you have a lot of doubts, again, a lot of codependency type issues. It's a lot of lust here. Of course, you may be enjoying sex, but is sex that important to you? Many of you kind of want to, I'm feeling with this card, you want to get back and reignite that fire, right? And want to get things back to how you used to be. And you want to feel the same way that you used to feel or reconnect. Okay, but you got to understand, you need to go back to really why you really love this person. Is it love or is it lust? Okay, keep that in mind. Now let's go on and get started and get a little bit more deeply into your reading, and just going to look at your current situation here. You have the Nine of Cups. Okay, so that refers into a water sign, okay, and that's Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. And of course, Jupiter governs this card, all right? So this card is all about pleasure, ladies and gentlemen, and kind of this wish fulfillment. So I'm kind of feeling you that many of you appear to be presently content and really, in fact, enjoying yourself here. Okay, this is a pretty pleasant card. And you have these desires that you want to kind of come true. And you really are kind of hoping and praying that things change in your relationship, okay? But ladies and gentlemen, keeping in mind that you are wishing for things to change, there's a possibility that it certainly can, but it doesn't mean that it's going to make you happy. Keep in mind that even though the Nine of Cups usually brings you the things that you want, there's a little hint there. Be careful what you wish for, because what you wish for may not make you happy, okay? So now let's look at let's kind of examine what really isn't important regarding, your situation here. And what I mean by that, ladies and gentlemen, is that you shouldn't be placing any of your energies towards in this direction, because if you do so, you'll be wasting your time. Okay? This is an energy, ladies and gentlemen, that should not be feared. Okay? So this card here is the moon. All right? So that connects with Pisces, and this card is certainly all about, a sense of uncertainty, ignorance once again, and imagination. So this card is telling you, ladies and gentlemen, that now is certainly not the time for you to project your fears really toward your lover, or even be alarmed in any way, I'm kind of feeling here. Or even, in fact, forget what transpired in the past. So I'm kind of seeing it looks like you guys are kind of dealing a lot with someone from whom you've been estranged, and they want to wiggle their way back in. That's what I'm getting. And now is certainly not the time to be concerned about your anxieties, because this is certainly not a good time to, not face your fears head on or to kind of withdraw or isolate yourself. This card is telling you to really pay attention, ladies and gentlemen, and you're a Pisces, so trust your gut because usually you're right on point. Because I'm feeling here that someone is certainly being very deceptive and might be trying to kind of pull the wool over your eyes. All right? And the reason why that it further emphasizes that devil here, you know? Secrecy, all of the different things that can kind of pop up with having that moon card there. So then you may ask, what in fact would be important for me at this time? What should I be placing my focus on at this time? All right. You have the hangman there. All right. So that card connects us with water signs. And with this card, ladies and gentlemen, Neptune governs it. Okay. So this card kind of is all about, it's time to do an about face, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to readjust. It's time to, transition, It's all about reframing, So you'll need to kind of change, ladies and gentlemen, just as is the symbolism here. Change how you look at this situation or how you're dealing with this person. Because, of course, it seems that many of you may have been very predictable. Change how you're dealing with this person. And sit back and think about what you might, have allowed. And we do this, have the tendency to do this a lot in our relationship. Signals are always present before things get out of hand. But again, the lust prevented you from seeing it. So it ain't all about sex, y'all. Okay? There's more important things involved. And it looks like, again, like I said, you need to just really take your time because it appears to be it will be a testing period for you. So this card is asking you, ladies and gentlemen, to let go and let God because you're actually in a state of limbacy, You're going through a transitory type phase and some of you might even be waiting around for nothing, okay? So some of you might need to let this toxic situation go and really stop worrying about it because you can't expect neither your friends, ladies and gentlemen, nor others to kind of understand your position when you're saying this card. You, in fact, just as the symbolism is showing here, you have to turn within. See the world once again from a kind of different vantage point, just as that hangman is there, Because I'm feeling that many of you definitely feel that things are kind of frozen here, and you really, really feel that, really nothing is really progressing as you would hope it to be, okay? So again, you kind of might want to consider, either taking the time off to kind of really understand what you really want in this situation to kind of make the best decision that will be best for you, okay? So let's go on and see where your next step is likely to lead to. Okay, you have that Five of Pentacles card. So with that card, it connects with earth signs, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. So Mercury governs this card, ladies and gentlemen. And this card, again, is all about, kind of separation. Looking at the symbolism, feeling a sense of being ghosted or being lost or even being lonely, It shows monetary hardships, feeling unloved, okay? So much stress and strain and deception, particularly with financial resources, okay, or lack thereof, But again, when you're looking at the after tarot,